I went to the first night of Cinefamily's Ladies of the 80s horror like mini marathon last night. They showed Mary Lambert's Pet Cemetery and Roberta Findlay's The Oracle. Mary Lambert's Pet Cemetery I saw as a child, and it scared the crap out of me. And I probably watched it multiple times because I know my dad rented it, and then some channel that we used to watch did like Stephen King marathons every once in a while, and we would like watch them all and then like not sleep. Um, why do kids do that? I don't know. Anyways, so rewatching it on the big screen, which I hadn't seen it because it was three. I was three when it came out. I did not see it on the big screen. What the fuck were my parents thinking? Let me watch that as a kid. Hopefully, I watched the TV edit, but I remember, like the Achilles tendon being hacked by the baby. So, that's a terrible image. But seeing it on the big screen as an adult was interesting because there were several moments in the film that were really nice homages to Hitchcock. There's a scene where Rachel, played by Denise Crosby from Star Trek: The Next Generation, is driving, and the music and the way she's laid in the frame is very much an homage to Psycho. And then there's another spot with Rachel where she's walking up the stairs to check on Judd, played by Fred Gwynne, that the music and the way it's framed is very much an homage to The Birds. So that was kind of nice to be able to see that and be like, I see what you did there, Mary Lambert. It's a great film, actually. It's a good horror film. It's tense. I hid behind a blanket a lot. I knew it was going to happen, and I was still scared. So I think it's a great film. The Oracle, on the other hand, not the best film. It's by Roberta Findlay, who was a notorious grindhouse filmmaker with her husband in the 60s and 70s. They made porn. They made cheap grindhouse films, for thrills, and that's what they made. And she continued to direct films after her husband's death. He was decapitated by a helicopter. That's intense. And they were slightly higher in budget and slightly more, like real movies. But this one was a mess. It's about a woman who moves into an apartment after an old lady mysteriously moves out, leaving behind her I can't remember what they call it. It's like she was a medium, and she had this like hand thing that would self-right when a spirit came in. They had a name for it, and I can't remember what it was. And she gets lost trying to find the laundry room and finds the hand thing, and the super gives it to her. And then the next thing you know, apparently she is also a medium, and she never knew it. And this murder victim comes through her to try to get justice. And that could be, a legitimate sort of like made-for-TV type whatever, but this is not with a grindhouse auteur like Roberta Findlay. So there's like decapitations, weird visions that people see that aren't really there that cause them to like stab themselves. There's just a lot of gore. There's one scene where a woman is chased by weird sounds into an elevator, and then you're not sure if she actually dies or not. But what it really did have going for it was two things. One, well, the fashions on the women were amazing. This is 1985, and they are wearing some great, like, upper crust shit. Like, the dresses, the little sweaters with the up like this, and, it was great. And then the, like, murderer that's in there, who kills a prostitute for no reason because it's 1985 and, kill prostitutes in grindhouse movies, turns out to actually be a woman. And so there's some interesting, like, gender dynamics going on with this, like, sort of masculine woman murderer. When you also get weird gender dynamics with the main character and her husband, because no one will listen to her when these things happen. And as we well know, often when women say something has happened, they aren't taken as seriously. This goes from everything from like reporting of rapes to just going to the doctor. There's studies that show that women are taken less seriously when they say that they're sick when they go to the doctor if they can't really prove it. So, while this film was kind of a mess, it was fascinating to see how well that theme of the disbelief in women was present. So there's always a little something in every movie, I think. So that was 1985's The Oracle by Roberta Findlay. Tonight they're showing 4 films, all from Roger Corman, directed by women, but all produced by Roger Corman. I'm excited. I probably won't get home until super late. So we'll see how that goes. Hope you guys are enjoying October and all your horror films. Should watch some by women. There's some good ones out there. There's some shit out there too, but there's some good ones.